At 8 p.m.
Huh?
Student Senate meeting at 8 p.m. on Sunday
Oh.
versus in Student Senate.
Mm-hmm.
She knew already. She
Yeah.
knew that that was coming. How's the, oh, we've got the weather.
Yeah, so today we have, right now it's sunny and 35. It's going to be sunny all day today, high 47. Friday it's going to be rainy, 61. Saturday, snow, 43, low 23. Sunday, sunny and cloudy, 44. And Monday is going to be rain, 52.
Yeah, they're saying there's a possibility of getting 8
Yeah,
inches of snow tomorrow.
That's a lot.
That's miserable. Like, when does spring start? The 20. Spring is soon, and when does spring start? Do you know?
It's already spring.
It's already spring.
Yeah.
What month is it? April.
Yeah, and spring was in it didn't end. It started like at the end of March, I thought. Yeah.
Educated. We are educated. But yeah, I'm over it. Like, when we talked about the groundhog seeing a shadow, I don't remember what had happened or what that meant, but I just know that it's not supposed to be this cold and it's not supposed to be snowing 8 inches in April. But we all complain about that, so whatever.
My hands were too ashy, and I just kept looking at them and like.
I just heard like something squirt. I was like, what you doing over there, bud?
Sorry, and I just watched them.
So, going ahead and getting into like what's going on in the world. Let me get that. So you guys might have noticed, I did yesterday whenever I was trying to get gas for my car. Gas prices are up 20 cents right now, which is miserable. It's like $2.60, $2.70 for a gallon of gas now. And that has something to do with the trade tariffs. And if you guys know what that is, it's basically like our import-export thing with other countries that we do. Right now, China is not very happy with us because we decided that we were going to put like a tariff or like a tax on imports. So the imports that China would be like sending to us, we're taxing them for that. So they bounced back and they're doing the exact same thing to us, and we import more than we export. So like we are getting things from China more than we send things to China, which it's all, like everything's made in China. So that is eventually gonna like catch up to us. Like we are going to be spending more trying to get stuff into our country than sending stuff out. Like we send them like lumber and like agricultural stuff, and they send us basically like everything else that we have here. So it's not like an equal thing. So that is causing a raise in prices. Gas is, everything is going to be a little bit more taxed. So gas prices went up, and that is part of the reason why, which is really unfortunate.
That is crazy.
For me, because I do all kinds of driving and traveling, and now I gotta pay more to do that. Something else that is going on right now is the National Guard, which is like our first line of defense if something goes wrong, like a natural disaster or like whatever's going on. They send National Guard there first. And Mexico, because people are getting like scared about this wall that has been talked about, Mexico and the American border is having a lot more activity than usual. So they had to send the National Guard down to monitor that and watch over. So the National Guard is monitoring the border full time now. So yeah, that's going on.
It's him.
Our producer is distracting us.
Exactly.
How do you feel about the National
Your nails
Guard?
are pretty.
Thanks. So are yours.
Thank you.
We just got them done yesterday. we're ugly. Okay, so after that, let me talk about the YouTube headquarters shooting as well, because there was another shooting yesterday at the YouTube headquarters, and it was a female this time, which
A shooting?
Yeah, that's another one. And there's actually been like a few since the Parkland shooting, and what do you, I just keep seeing you. You are cracking me up. Okay, so there's been a few shootings since the Parkland shooting, but it's not really getting covered, of course. This one was at the YouTube headquarters, and it was a female this time, which is like unheard of. I always hear about men shooters. So this one was a female.
Is she the first?
I honestly think she is, but I don't know the like factuality. In my head, though, she's the first. If there's another female shooter out there, I haven't heard of it, but I feel like that would be big.
Yeah.
If there was one before
Yeah,
her.
exactly. We would have definitely heard about it.
So
That is wild.
I think that
was
she
she
is.
young or old? Do you know?
I think like middle age. She was a YouTube creator, and she said that she thought that YouTube was editing her videos, so she would upload them, and she thought that they were like editing them. So she got really mad, and she went in and just shot.
Wait, she thought that they were edited.
Yeah, I guess so. They YouTube's not supposed to be able to like go in and like do anything with your videos. I don't know if they did or not.
She was a vlogger?
She was, I don't know, she put something on YouTube. She just made videos, but yeah, she thought that they were doing that, and so she got mad and she just went and shot it up, which is so crazy. I watch all kinds of YouTube, so I saw like all the YouTubers talking about it yesterday. It's just crazy. I mean, and it's so sad that like we're normalized to this now. Like it's just like, oh, there was another shooting.
Yeah, really.
It's crazy, but that's the way it is until things change. And then something else that's going on, which this is something that I have like watched so many conspiracies about, and it's just crazy. Facebook is like getting a lot of backlash after over 80 million users are saying that they're like angry with the targeted advertising that they're doing, which is something that I feel like everyone like you kind of notice that your ads are always like, if you search something on your computer, on your phone, it's going to appear in your Facebook ads, and that's because they do personal targeting, like personal ads. And they use your personal information. They access all kinds of things on your phone, yeah, things that you don't even realize that they have access to, and they use that to target ads towards you. But it gets crazier than that, because if you guys have Messenger where you can like make the calls and stuff, they're saying that Facebook is able to access the microphone and use your like what you say around your phone to target ads, which I have always experienced, but I didn't really realize that was what was going on. Because like you can get into your account and deactivate that, but a lot of people don't even know that it's going on to go in and do that.
Like they showed a video on it, like how he was like saying like, oh, he recorded the whole thing like, okay, so we're gonna talk about cat food, you know, cat this, cat. They were just saying cats like. And
he never
for like
searched
a couple days. Yeah, he never searched it, nothing.
He just kept saying,
he was
like,
just
oh,
talking
I need
around
cat food.
His phone, like, oh yeah, we have to get cat food, just saying stuff about cat. And literally he turned, like, he put the camera on his phone and it was ads for cat food.
That's terrifying. That they can listen, they hear us. They hear me talking about it right now.
Hey.
Hey. Like, the Hey Siri thing, like, Siri's always listening. I swear Siri is always listening to what you have to say.
Yeah, because sometimes when I'm talking to her and she pops on.
That happens to me all the time. Like, she thinks you say something. It. But, oh, remember the bot thing that we were watching the video on yesterday?
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Yes, I was going to tell you. I talked
yeah.
about that conspiracy theory YouTube video we were watching. About, like, the voicemail, like, the whole video.
The whole thing. Okay, so we were watching these conspiracy theory videos yesterday when we were at the little nail salon, and the first, I'll talk about the bot one first. So BTS is like this huge pop like boy band over in on the other side of the country, and the fans like are, I mean, you know how like fandoms are, so like fangirls are crazy and they're obsessed. So they made this app, I think it's called MyDoll, and yeah, MyDoll. And so this app lets you talk to a bot, which is like kind of impersonating your favorite pop star or whatever, which, I mean, in this case it was BTS. And the girls using that app started to get the creepiest messages whenever they were talking to it. Like, they were super sexual or they were super creepy, like saying, like, I see you outside of your window. Remember the one girl that
she
was
like, what am I eating? Yeah.
He said popcorn.
Popcorn.
And like, she was literally eating popcorn.
And she was like crazy, like I've been eating popcorn literally the whole time.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like, they're supposed to be just bots, like a computer, like a robot type thing that is like, they're not supposed to know what you're doing. And the one was like, I see you outside your window, like I see you doing this, you look cute when you sleep, like
it was
creepy things.
Stuff.
And a lot of people think that, like a couple of the conspiracies, because MyDoll came out and said like, we're not watching you, this is not what we're doing, but it could be an easily hackable app. So say like if you had a stalker or something, they could hack into that app and constantly talk to you. Yeah. And you think you're talking to the bot, but you're actually talking to your stalker who is literally watching you eat popcorn in your living room. That's so scary. And it's like young girls too, like young girls that they're targeting.
Like that's why I get scared sometimes. Like when my laptop, like I don't try not to leave my laptop just open, like That
like the cameras.
Yeah, the camera.
I know. I see
it.
people that like put the little tape on their cameras and stuff.
Yeah, like.
And all the tweets, like, shout out to my FBI worker who's like watching me.
Yeah.
Have my like mental breakdown, like what the Twitter people say.
For real.
That is really terrifying though. Like, and then, oh, the second one that we watched yesterday. Did you see that on Twitter, Gregory, where the guy got that really weird voicemail that was? How did you hear about it? Did you watch a conspiracy theory? Which one did you watch?
I watched one, I don't remember. I saw it on Facebook first.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
It was a guy.
But it was a bunch of pictures of like all the stuff he got and like decoding it. And then like the app that he got like to decode all the information.
Probably.
Oh, okay, that was different because he didn't. Our guy didn't talk about the app. But
he showed like the pictures of like the translate.
That was probably like his inspiration video or something. But okay, so what we're talking about is this guy recently got. Oh, I bet I could play it. Let me pull this little video up.
Right, so the guy she's about to show, so basically 3 days, okay, so prior to what she's about to say, so he's outside his car, sitting in the car, and he's on Twitter like, hey, this is so creepy. I'm sitting in my car, it's 3 a.m., and some guy just came up to my house and took a picture with the flash on, hood on, everything, and just walked away. And he was like, I tried to fix my mic, I don't know if you could hear me, because I seen you doing that. He's like, I don't know what's going on, like, this is creepy. He didn't think anything of it or whatever. Then like 3 days after that, he gets this crazy voicemail.
I'm about to find it. I gotta see where it is. Oh, there we go. Okay.
And also in Morse code.
Okay.
Put on your mic too.
I will. Okay, here it is.
Then they posted a video of
Let me wait it.
And it was creepy.
Okay, here's my mic. So you guys can hear it.
Sierra, Delta, Alpha, November, Golf, Echo, Romeo, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra.
So the voicemail was a series of words.
Okay, so what he was about to say. The voicemail.
Sierra. Alpha.
It's
Delta.
It's called NATO alphabet.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Like the military codes of how you talk.
Yeah, and so whenever they.
And this is not fake. Like this
like
is real.
all the guys.
They talk like the guy he's been in interviews.
And it's just like a normal kid. Like it's not some kid that's like into this kind of thing. Like it's just.
He doesn't even believe in conspiracy theories. Like he's like, this is too creepy.
And he doesn't know, like, who just knows that translation code or like that way. So anyway, they decoded it and it said, let me find exactly what it said because it's creepy.
It was like the first letter of each word spelled out something.
Yeah.
It's spelled out.
It was like help. So she's gonna get ill. She's gonna say the right.
Yeah.
Well, basically, it was saying like prepare.
Oh,
danger.
okay, there we go.
So
it's about to come up in just a second. We should just show his video. It said, danger SOS, it is dire for you to evacuate. Be cautious, they are not human. And then it gave coordinates, and then it said SOS, danger, SOS. And the coordinates.
That was a Delta.
The coordinate, if you guys remember, my mind's all over the place because this is so crazy. Okay, so the coordinates gave location to a place in Malaysia. And if you guys remember, there was that really crazy Malaysian airplane that like just went missing into thin air.
Almost 300 people on it.
Yeah. So this is so exciting to me. So, and the coordinates led to the place where the plane went missing because the plane just kind of like cut off.
It was like really close.
Just disappeared into thin air. Like I remember they had the huge search parties for it.
Found
found anything. Not like, and if a plane crashes, you're gonna find rubble. Like if you find nothing else, you're gonna find rubble. There was nothing. Like these people just disappeared into thin air.
All over.
So once this voicemail got released onto Twitter and it blew up, people started like kind of sharing their ideas of like what it could be, and this guy started receiving all kinds of crazy messages in different languages and like Morse code and stuff to his Twitter, and they were saying basically just like take down the voicemail you posted.
Yeah, he ended up deleting
He deleted his whole account.
Yeah, like he was like, this is too much.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So
I believe it. It gives me like chills. It's so scary.
Right. And so then whenever in the thread before like the tweet really, like I remember seeing this tweet on my Twitter, and in the thread people were saying it was the black box. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
The black box recording from the flight, from the Malaysian flight. They were like, that's what it has to be. Because if you listen to it, it kind of like sounds like something that they would be saying. And then they released a voicemail
The flight.
Yeah, of the flight, the pilot, and he's talking to the people. And at the beginning of the flight, he's talking fine, everything's normal.
No stuttering, no.
Yeah, no stuttering. And
normal.
later in the flight, you hear him start to like get nervous and stutter and like,
It's like
mess up his words. Yeah, he keeps saying like,
and
in a
like, yeah, he was saying and like.
And you
just
hear
weird
like
stuff.
a voice in the back of one of the recordings.
And like the last thing he said before it ended was good night. He was talking to the other pilot.
yeah, he said good night Malaysia.
Yeah, good night Malaysia.
And
yeah.
then everything cut.
But as he's saying it, you have to really listen. It's like a voice, like you hear something in between it, like
you hear like
you
a
can't,
super scared
yeah,
voice.
You just hear something, and that was Murder, She Wrote.
So people were saying like if he were to have some like this is where it gets kind of creepy. Like if you don't really like like out there, if you don't really like conspiracy theories, you're not gonna believe this. And I low-key like I don't even know if I believe it, but it's still interesting to talk about. So a lot of the conspiracies say that there was like an entity or something that like came into the cockpit, like and if it's saying like not human, obviously like aliens. I believe in aliens, full force. So, but if like an alien were to like come into the cockpit, then he would start to get nervous. But he obviously like knew like maybe he wasn't allowed to say it or like
Right.
whatever was going on. So that's why he started to get super nervous, which is. They said it was really unlike him, like he was really professional.
And like they were saying, like maybe like they made him like end
Yeah.
it like good night Malaysia, like they made him end it, and
and that's when it went off the maps. Like,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
when it just,
Then
like,
right after that, it was
cut.
off the radar. Like they could not find this plane and no radar. Like
And so since the guy was like not able
what
to.
UFO were they on? What?
So like since the guy was not able to obviously say it during that, they're saying maybe that was the black box recording of him trying to like get this message out there because he knew what was going to happen to them. And the flight, so that happened, and it's just really, really crazy to think about, like, and even if it is a joke, like the kid that came out and did an interview and said,
No, it said April 18th. We forgot the key part.
Oh, yeah.
It said help SOS. They're coming.
They are
they're
coming
not
April
humans.
18th.
April 18th.
2018.
That's it. 2018.
so
Yeah, a couple more days.
if we are following this, we have less than 2 weeks to live. The aliens are coming, so let's get to having some fun. We're just no, I'm really sad. We get taken down from YouTube
For
because
real.
we're talking about it. The aliens come for us next. If anything happens, I'm gonna bring evidence to our next show, and you guys will know we got
Nice.
murked because we talked
got
about we got murked because we talked
Oh.
about this.
New merch is on
Link in
there.
description. We watch too much YouTube.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
But okay, so what I was saying, even if like, so this kid came out and he did an interview. He said that he didn't make any of this up. This is a real voicemail he got. Real people did come to his house at 3 a.m. take pictures with flash of him.
He was like, I'm not even like smart enough to even do. I don't even know how you even do all of
yeah,
this.
like it's all crazy. His family's super freaked out. Like they don't
want
they
him
don't
having
want
any
it.
parts of it. Like they don't even want him doing interviews because they feel like it's
Yeah.
just it's causing more and more.
and like bringing more attention to
Yeah.
him and like the situation. But he did say that the accounts, which is them trying to like debunk it and say it's not true, but I think otherwise. So like they said that the accounts that were like sending him these messages were new, and they might have just been people like trying to like
Mess with
jump on
him
and
and
scare
stuff,
him.
yeah.
But wouldn't like, why would, if it's like some creepy alien or like whatever the heck is going on, why would it come from an account that like is active?
that's active, has tweets,
Has
and has
followers
everything,
and like people know them. Like it would just be something like it's a platform to reach out to them, so you have to create an account. So I personally don't really like think that that's like proving it false or anything like that. But yeah, they were saying that even if he didn't make it up, people could have kind of like ran with it. So like here's this creepy voicemail, and then people start messaging him creepy things, or like maybe
making
somebody
feeding into it, making it seem.
yeah, and maybe somebody who knew like the alphabet already just left him a voicemail as a joke, or like wanted it to blow up, knowing that he would.
But that
Post
doesn't
it.
justify the picture getting taken up his house 3 days
True.
before. Like
It's all creepy.
they already had
It's-
that picture. They were
Who-
taking a picture. The next thing you know, he gets this weird voicemail.
If something like that happened to me, I would lock myself up in a hospital somewhere just to make sure that I was safe
I'm
and
checking
monitored.
myself like that movie Unsane.
Yeah,
that movie,
exactly.
We went to the movies. We seen
Oh, that was at the movie theater, wasn't it? I was like, no, we watched that at home. No, we went to the movie theater.
we watched Deep Blue Sea last. We
watched
watched
so
some
many
good movies.
Absolutely. Deep Blue Sea, that's old, but we watched that last night before we went to bed. But oh yeah, Unsane.
Unsane was good. I'll be checking myself in the mental institution like she did.
I remember we were watching the movie and it like wasn't good for the majority of it, and Marissa was just like, "This movie's dumb."
Right, I'm in theater's feet. I was like, this movie's dumb.
Like she was
This
mad
started
about
getting
it.
like,
And then at the
had
end,
a
like
plot twist. I was like,
we were literally
I need
on
more-
the
I
edge of
need-
our seat.
I mean,
We
I gotta
were
get some more.
sitting up
Gotta
watching
get
it.
another ice. I'll be right back.
Right. That was when it started to get good
Yeah,
because he went to see
because
her
I was debating why
mom
she didn't get up.
and then killed the mom. Oh, and then like
It was
if you guys
crazy
like
movie.
didn't see the movie or whatever, like basically this girl gets locked up into an insane asylum. Spoiler alert, I guess if you want to watch the movie, but this girl gets locked up into an insane asylum because she went to see a therapist, and she like mentioned that she had suicidal thoughts sometimes, but she really just wanted somebody to talk to. She wasn't crazy. But
She had a good job, good.
yeah, like she was completely good,
Yeah.
but she also had this stalker that was crazy for a couple years, and she moved from Boston.
She moved from Boston, yeah.
Where'd she move to?
I don't know where that was at. They really
like
didn't.
they
They didn't say. They
Yeah.
never said.
Well, she moved somewhere, and so this stalker, like I guess, followed her to her new place. And whenever he found out that she got locked up into this, or I don't really know if like he found out or he made it happen, but somehow
He made it happen because I remember she was like, you made like you've got like she
Oh,
made
look
that
what you
happen.
did. Like, yeah.
He
Okay,
made it
so-
happen.
she gets locked up in this insane asylum. Well, it wasn't really like it was more like just a chill little like mental institute, but it was still she couldn't
It wasn't
get out.
like those real words. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy or anything like that. But her stalker ends up getting a job there, and he starts slipping like different pills into her like little pill cocktail, and she starts freaking out. Because she knows that's her stalker.
Yeah, and then the thing was, and like they just thought she was crazy because she was inside like the little mental institution, but she was like, no, this is my stalker. Like, yeah, a different name.
She's like screaming,
everything.
and like they're like, oh no, she's just
She's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, like they were giving her all type of medicine, injecting her with all type of medicine, strapping her up. But like it really was her stalker. But like the movie make it seem like it's not like that. She's going
Right,
crazy.
I never knew. I was like, is she
That's what I'm
crazy?
saying.
Is
I'm
that
like,
her
is-
stalker?
that's
Like,
what
what's
I
really
said,
going
like-
on? So later on in the movie, we found out that's her stalker. Her mom comes to get her out of this institution, and then her mom's staying at a hotel. The stalker goes to her mom's hotel, kills
As a
her,
maintenance worker,
Yeah.
has to fix the air conditioner,
and so she lets him in, and you don't see him kill her or anything, but you just know something happened.
and he took her ring too.
Yeah, he took her ring. And so later on in the movie, like all kinds of crazy stuff happens. But later on in the movie, the girl, the main character, she ends up breaking out of there, and she's like running away, real stupid, like they do in movies, and she gets got. And so the next scene is her in the back of this, in the back of the dude's car, and he's driving through the woods, blah, blah, blah.
Like he's in love with her. Like he's her stalker. Like I've been watching you for years. I know your
Yeah, I
favorite.
know
like
everything about
he
you.
literally knew everything about her.
And so, and so she's in the back of this car, and she sees like a body bag, and she unzips it, and it was her mom looking back at her, and she starts screaming, and the stalker goes, "Hi, Mom."
Yes, the movie.
I looked at you, I was like,
was
he didn't know to just
crazy.
do that. And then like she like breaks out, runs away.
she
He
gets
breaks her ankles
open
with
the
some
trunk.
a
Axe.
hammer.
Yeah, something.
She ends up killing him.
Axe. What are those called? Axe.
I feel like, was it an axe or was it a ham? It was like a big sledgehammer type thing, wasn't it?
I don't even know.
I was scared. I was like, no. I was looking away. I was like, he's not about to break her ankles like that.
Oh, remember she had got that pocket knife from the. It wasn't even a pocket knife. It was
like
like
a
they couldn't.
shank or
Yeah, it was like a.
something.
Yeah, they had. She like this metal object tool she
Well,
made.
there's Unsane. There's
Ended
our.
up killing them with that.
Yep, that's what happened. If you guys felt like you needed to watch it, there you go. That's what happens. We were watching Deep Blue Sea last night, and we were critiquing it from the very beginning. Like, I was like, what do we think? We're like Rotten Tomatoes or
That's
something?
how like how movies start off like this kind of very action filled, and then it
And
goes
it's gonna get into the movie,
It goes
and
to
it's
the
gonna get into
movie
the plot.
scene.
And I was like,
helicopters and buildings, but it started off scary.
I was like, it's kind of unrealistic, like to think that this would happen, something like this. But
You said
it's
the
good
quality of it. You said this movie's pretty old. For it to be pretty old, it has great quality. You know, it's
We're gonna start writing
the
movie
editing and the
reviews.
film. You know, the editors they were just. I said, yeah. I said, turn it up, son. See what's going on here.
I really want to hear like what they're about to do next. That movie, I do want to watch that again. That
Yeah,
was
you
a
do because you
good
fell
movie.
asleep. I was like, hey, Eva, have you seen that? Yeah.
I kind of want to. Was it like
Oh man.
Was that like a testing center for the sharks or like was
Yes,
that
you should have
shark farm?
seen it. Like, I want to tell you what happened so bad.
The tiger shark. Remember how like I remember seeing they put the tiger shark in the cage and then like did it get out or it jumped the? Because I thought that did it jump it because they were asking if it was he was like it's 8 feet long or something like that. And I was like,
Yeah,
he had to jump.
and that was it. And that was it. So then they go back down there or whatever, and it started raining. It was a storm. It was raining super bad. I don't know if you remember them saying like, oh, she like the storm is coming. I said, did that mean the sharks are coming? Storm? It was a horrible storm. Like rain, everything. Like it was knocking over stuff. Like it was just like basically like a tornado.
all
Like
got out.
it was like no, they didn't get out, but like were end up jumping like over. Like it was just got crazy wild. And like they're like trying to survive and stuff. So where they were at downstairs, they're working and stuff. After she had her birthday party, like they're all working and everything. and as all this rain, everything's happening in there. Oh, did you see when she was testing the shark? They end up getting the shark in the basement, like where their lab downstairs. It was like a first floor, like bottom floor, whatever. And they're in the lab, and she's like testing it or whatever. And the shark jumps up, bites her hand off or whatever. So like they like get it back in the water and everything. It was just crazy. So then they get it back out. Somebody else is doing it now. The shark jumps out, eats them, like attacks the man and everything. Like the shark is just going crazy. This is like the shark that they didn't.
Like the biggest
shark, like the craziest shark. He's attacking everybody now. At this time it's raining, everything. So the man whose arm got bent off, they were trying to rush him onto the helicopter. Helicopter came down, but it's like rain, like the snow, like all the waves are coming up just on the shore.
Everything
computers are knocking down everything. And they're trying to get him. As soon as he tried to get him, a huge wave comes. He was in a gurney. The huge wave comes. He goes to the shark thingy or whatever. The shark thing ends up grabbing him, but he's in like the gurney and everything. Like he's strapped in there, like he's in the thing. The shark comes.
That's such a good movie. That's such a good plot. Like that's such a good.
The shark, he grabbed it, and like the way the shark was, it wasn't like he could claw, like cause it was like so the whole thing. So he just has it. He's in a waterway, it's in the mouth, and the dude's just swimming. He has that thing on his mouth, like from him about to be in the ambulance, like little breathe. I don't know what it's called, but so it's a glass window, that big glass window where they can see all the sharks. I don't know if you've seen this part of the movie, but it's like a huge glass window, everything. And they're coming, it's getting crazy down there. The computers are falling, everything, and they're all looking. They're like, look or whatever, and it's the shark and the dude, like they see him and stuff, because once they had seen like he went in the water, they were just like, like he's dead, like that's crazy. And the shark comes and he's going full speed, and like he just goes straight to the window, like with the man on thing, and his head hits the thing, and the glass is like the huge glass, like the whole entire thing, like mind you, it's like huge. It's huge. It's like probably from like this room, like the width of this room. And he's like he hits the thing shatters everything. All the water, like at first it was just like shattering. Everybody was like, okay, like it's just cracking. And then like one piece of glass like falls off. The camera goes on the glass and everything. The whole thing falls. All the water rushing there and everything. Like there's already the rain, there's already floods. Like computer, everything is just going horrible at this time. Like after that, I was starting getting sleepy too. But after that happened, I'm like, what? Everybody was dying. Like LL Cool J died. Like everybody was just getting AIDS and died. It was just crazy. I just fell asleep. Like I couldn't close my eyes.
I'm gonna watch that later on if I ever have time again.
Oh yeah, so then like they were in. I remember the sharks were like in the thing, like in downstairs and everything, like fighting. Yeah, I'm killing.
Oops. Anyway.
Oops. And they're everybody's just like fighting this flood. Like everybody can't, like the water is like above them. Everybody's fighting, like trying to grab on stuff. The shark is just eating everybody, killing everybody, breaking through everything.
You know what? I was just thinking, I was like, oh, shark's my biggest fear. And then I was like, what else is my biggest fear? Sex trafficking. So that was what else we were supposed to talk about.
Yeah.
No, like actually, that is such a big fear of mine, is getting like taken. So, sex trafficking. What was the other? It was sex trafficking and sex trafficking and something else that happened.
Trafficking?
That's what I meant. Something else happened. We were just talking about it in the car.
I know, that's what I was trying to think about.
Okay, well, anyways, there was this girl. Oh, the roofie, that the guy slipped in the girl's drink on spring break.
Oh yeah, the drugs, yeah.
So we were watching two things this morning on Twitter. One thing, I was more like reading it. So this girl was, how do you say it?
What?
Lyndhurst.
Oh, Lyndhurst, Ohio.
And she was
like
at the Walmart.
Kind of close to Cleveland where I'm from.
She was at the Walmart up there, and it was like late at night, and this man, when she was walking out, like tried to take her wallet. She got into this big scuffle, like got a black eye, got all kinds of stuff, and she ended up getting away from him. But the Walmart employees called her in the next day to come and like, they said that they had found something. So whenever they looked back at the footage, there were these two men that were following her around the store the whole entire time. And then right before she was about to leave, like walk out, or as she was checking out, the two people, like they go out and they call this man, and this man is the one that like tried to take her wallet. So when she like comes out of the store and the man tries to take her wallet or whatever, they're anticipating her chasing after him to get her wallet back, and there was a van waiting with everyone in it to take her.
Right next to her car.
And so that it like kind of like laid like a deeper plot, and she started to look into the missing persons case, or the missing persons statistics or whatever there, and it's actually like becoming such an issue of people just like young girls just going missing. And that is literally my biggest fear, is getting taken.
Getting snatched up.
Yep.
I'm going to act a hot mess. Like, I'm going to be
flailing,
so
like,
wild.
limbs going everywhere, like,
They're gonna knock me out because I'm I'm putting up 8
and
fights.
then end up in a. That is so scary, and it's
Then
so
it's
crazy.
like in times like that, like, do you cooperate or do you act wild? Like, I feel like if you don't,
because they would just kill you.
that's why I feel like
they
either way.
wouldn't
I feel like either
care.
way it goes, they're gonna try to kill you. They're gonna still harm you, do the worst to you. Like, but it's like, do you act a hot mess and like try to, survive, get away, or do you just cooperate, thinking it'll go smooth because you're listening? They're not gonna kill you or drug you up that much or something.
It's just
just
crazy. Like,
crazy.
it's things you hear about in movies, and it's happening like here in Ohio, and it's a lot. Like, if you kind of like do a little bit of research, you'll see there's a lot of missing girls, and it's just like,
It's so sad.
why is it not getting covered? First of all, why is it not more of an issue? Like, why are people not doing more to get? It's just, I don't understand any of it, but yeah, it's kind of just like, and it sucks that it has to be that way to say to girls, like, for me and you, like, we don't go anywhere by ourselves. We're always together. We always, like, got each other. But for people that maybe want to go to Walmart at 10 o'clock at night,
you can't even get no milk.
you have to be careful and protect yourself, and it sucks that it has to be that way, and you're just living your life, but you really do have to, like, protect yourself.
Be
at
aware
all
of your
costs.
surroundings at all times.
And, like, girls, it sucks to say you can't be alone. You really cannot be alone. You cannot just go kick it by yourself and, like, go out in public by yourself. And people feel like I'm dramatic when I say that, but it's so true. Like, I've been in situations before where I felt like people were following me around a store. I've been in a situation before I walked outside and saw people get, like, grown men that had been following me, like, get into a van. Like, it's terrifying. You really never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
So just watch yourselves. And then I was also watching this video of spring break. Some girl was on spring break, and she was like drunk, so she like had her drink, whatever. She's like recording just around her, like, you know how people do, and you see this man, and he was like a semi-attractive man. It's not even like he was some creepy looking guy. He like so smooth, like slick, everything, like just comes up, you see him like drop a pill into her drink and then turn around and walk away. And she only knows that because she saw the video. Like, he was so slick with it. Never would I ever like realize that someone had done that to me. Let me pull it up and show you.
I gotta see. Like, that's how quick.
It's
like,
just so crazy.
that stuff quick happens. Like,
And again, things like that, like, you don't realize that they really happen, and then like you put it on Twitter and everybody knows about it, but people still kind of like don't take it seriously. Oh, I didn't like it. I was watching the video the other day of this guy that was asking this girl. It was on Twitter. It was like the gold diggers exposed type thing, and he was asking her if she would date him. And she was with her boyfriend, and he was like, so how serious is this relationship on a scale of 1 to 10? And she's like, it's a 10. We've been together for 5 years, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, okay. So they go back up to the street. They're walking, and this guy has, like, a Lamborghini. And he's like, what about now? Like, you see my car, blah, blah, blah. You watch that? And so she's like, oh, this is yours? He's like, yeah, I'll take you out right now, but you have to, like, end things with your boyfriend. Like, they have to be cut over, done right here, right now, in front of me. Like, I need to know you're done with him. She looks at her boyfriend of 5 years, and she's like, all right, bye. He's like, you're kidding. She's like, I just think that it's time for us to break up. So she goes to get in the car, and the man that, like, that had the car that was, like, doing the video looks at her, and he's like, nah, you're a gold digger. He was like, I just asked you a few minutes ago how serious it was. You said 10, and now that you see this car, you're trying to get in. And he was like, nah, like, cussing up a storm, like, I obviously can't do on the show right now, but you can imagine what he was saying to her.
what if we edit these shows out? Boop, boop.
Right. Boop, 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 boop. So the guy looks at her boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend at this point, and he was like, is that really the girl that you want to be with? Like, really? And he's like, no, like, da-da-da, starts, like, you know, talking.
Not saying I neither one of them.
Da-da-da-da, like, just starts going on about her, and he's like, all right, here, like, threw him some designer sunglasses, threw him this nice hoodie, like, he's like, all right, get in. He's like, we're going to the bar, we'll find you a real girlfriend. And so the boyfriend, like, gets in the car, closes the door, and she's, like, cussing at him. She's like, are you serious? We've been together for 5 years. You're just going to throw it away like this? He's like, you broke up with me. And they just, like, skirt off in the Lamborghini. It was a solid 10 out of 10 video. The plot, the introduction, all of it. I don't think I'm going to find this video. But, yeah, just watch yourselves whenever you go. I'm about to get sucked up into Twitter. I need to get off. So, yeah, watch yourselves. This was a bit of a all-around episode. We kind of covered like everything. What is that? 35 minutes? You didn't tell us? All right, everybody. So we're about
a little joke on her. We got interrupted.
Right. We're about. I didn't even realize that we talked for that long.
How long have we been talking?
35. We usually do 20 to 25.
Holy moly! I'm just playing.
Wow.
Well,
Well, that's gonna
That
wrap up our
concludes
show
our show.
today. We're still going, like 35 minutes, and we're just still going. We're about 15 or 20, like 10, 15 minutes over, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it. We will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.